What's up, everybody? It's Mike Newton here from Newton Media Solutions. I got two pretty cool guests on today, Alec Conrad, Mike Alberico. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Come on, man.
You guys doing good? Love it.
Fantastic.
Love it. Man, excited to have this podcast. It's something we've been talking about for a while, about just talking about marketing within the real estate industry and how to bring some value to some folks. So, Alec, Mike, Carolina Mortgage Advisors, before we jump in, just give a quick bio about you guys, your story. Just tell everybody who you guys are real quick.
All right, Mike, you kick it off.
All right. So I've been in the lending industry since 2012. I've only been in the broker side. Worked at a small local company here in Raleigh for 9.5 years. Learned a lot there. Had great experiences. I went to a kind of a hybrid shop that was national and was there for a little over 2.5 years. And that's where I met this guy. And him and I were working together for about a year, a little over a year at mortgage together. Yeah. And then we decided we wanted to bet on ourselves and opened up this company. So that's kind of the unique thing about me. I've never seen the retail side. Alec can comment on that, but we make a good team together. Like I said, I really enjoy doing this. We're big on education. I do lots of consumer advocacy, veteran education and advocacy, and involved with lots of groups nationally and locally to just make this better for all the consumers and fellow originators involved.
Love it, man.
Yeah, man. We've had our company open now for just under a year at this point. And I can say that we have crushed it. It is going so well. We are closing tons of loans. We are helping lots of realtors. We're helping lots of clients. And ultimately, we're having fun doing it. I can truly say that every single day, even if it's a little tough, we really have a good time. We really have a fantastic team. And we're really doing a great job. And I can just mirror kind of what Mike said about his way in the industry was through education and advocacy. And it's the exact same way that I built my business too. So teaching classes to realtors, all about the VA loan benefit, going to the VA hospital and teaching classes to the veterans there and helping them out, lunch and learns with realtors and coming from a position of value. And Mike and I really mirrored, just kind of happened to work out that way, that we built our business in the same way. And there was a ton of synergy between what he was doing, what I was doing. And it's been a really nice partnership. It's been a great, almost first year in the business. And there's going to be a lot more great ones to come. So we're growing, we're taking market share, helping a lot of people. We're going to keep it going.
Love it, man. Love it. Super cool. Folks, my name's Mike Newton. I come into this podcast a little bit from a different angle. I'm actually a client of Mike and Alex. I actually just bought a home like 6 weeks ago, went through the process. I can tell you it was an awesome process. Super easy, super clean. I really didn't have to think about anything, which was kind of nice. But I also help these guys with their marketing, and I see a lot of, what people are asking for help on. And when Mike and Alec and myself, we thought about how can we bring value to realtors in helping them grow their business, we wanted to all come together and talk about some of these common questions that realtors have. And we're going to be talking about 3 questions today. And we want y'all, we're going to keep this an open forum, open podcast, because these guys have experience with these strategies as well. But we're going to keep it open. Stay tuned for all 3 questions, because we're going to be doing an Amazon gift card giveaway for each question. So you'll have an opportunity to comment with some of your success stories in the comment section. But what we're going to do, folks, is let's just jump right into it. Mike and Alec, you guys work with a ton of realtors. And there's a ton of value for realtors to be working with you guys locally, because a lot of these big box mortgage companies that are doing things over the phone, they just can't do what you guys do. They can't. So, this is specifically, we're going to be talking to realtors that are in North Carolina and South Carolina and really just looking for help, value-based help with marketing and how to get loans processed faster and all that. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to share my PowerPoint on the screen. The topic of this podcast is don't be a secret agent, specific to social media marketing. And the first topic we're going to jump into is how to use AI in your marketing. Now, before we jump into it, drop in the comments section how you're currently using AI in your marketing. And what we'll do is we'll go through it and we'll randomly pick somebody who commented and we'll shoot you over an Amazon gift card. So be sure to comment below in the comments with that. But before we get started and dive into this, I want to give Alec the floor on this because Alec and I have had some conversations around AI and he's using it in some strategies, but I wanted to get your input on Alec and kind of how you're using AI now or you're looking into it or what your thoughts are about AI in the mortgage industry.
Yeah, big time. I think what's really unique about our industry specifically is that it's very, very, very heavy on social media. So realtors, lenders, insurance agents, home inspectors, we all use social media all the time. And there's such a clear separation between who uses AI the correct way for their business and who is putting in a generic prompt and copy and pasting what sounds like Chat GPT speak all the time. So I think what's been a really cool thing for us and our entire team is utilizing the tool to basically make our authentic selves come out clearer and better with more content and have, a unified message across different mediums. We take the AI prompt and then you massage it and you ask it again and you re-ask it again and you ask it to rate its response 1 through 10 and then you make it a 10. All these cool things that we're doing to make our posts and our content better. It's just being enhanced by AI. We're not just giving it the floor. We're having it enhance what we're already doing. And we're basically having our authentic selves coming out to be even more authentic and more clear, not just relying on the tool blindly. So that's something that we're doing very cool that we could help others do as well.
That's super cool, man. Mike, you've been in the mortgage industry a long time, right? You've seen a lot. Grandpa of the industry. I mean, dude, you've seen technology for how long you been in the business, man? You've been in since 2012. So I mean, you're 13 years in the industry, and tech has changed a lot. Like how have you seen AI help the mortgage industry, and where do you kind of see it, implementing it within Carolina Mortgage Advisors and helping realtors?
Well, it's essentially a tool. A lot of people are thinking it's a replacement from them marketing or a replacement for individuals, humans in our field, which isn't the case. It's a good tool because you can use it from our side, not just from a marketing perspective, but we're using it more of a guideline perspective. So if I have a unique scenario, which we run across at least once a day, we have AI with our lenders, and we can even use Chat GTP, but we have mortgage AI that's built out through our lending partners that help us come to the answer quicker. And that's what I mean by it's a tool. What it does is it saves me time by getting me the correct answer faster, rather than go through Fannie's selling guide, which is now 1,130 odd pages, I think. I can go in here, get the question, and it'll give me an answer, but I'm still not going to rely on that answer. The reason I do that is it's like going into a social media post where you just have AI post it for you rather than read it and make it your own. I'm not going to rely on the AI to just give me an answer. I'm going to rely on it to point me in the correct direction so that I can analyze that answer and relay it to the customer, client, realtor, so that they know what I'm telling them is 100% correct, and they have confidence when they go in and put their offer in on their property. The other thing is I've learned a lot from our lending partners throughout the years. I've worked with UWM for a long time, and Matt Ishby is the CEO. He's big on education. Alec and I go up there multiple times a year for their classes. And the last one we were up there for, AI was a big topic. And the line that sat with me from Matt was, AI will not replace you as the individual. Individuals that use AI will if you don't adapt. And I think that goes across for insurance, home inspector, and especially realtor. Because there's more and more tech involved to where the average Joe out there is like, oh, I don't need a realtor to do this. I can just go online and find an AI-based lender that's going to be dirt cheap. Well, the reason that everybody's not using AI that way is because I won't name the name of the one lender, but they had a 70% fallout on their pre-approvals because the AI is also only as good as the person feeding the prompts into it.
Yeah.
So that's why I mean it's a tool, not a replacement. And I don't care what industry you're in. If you're not using it and adapting to it, you are going to be left behind.
Yeah, man, that's solid. It's a resource, man. It ain't a clutch and a crutch. And it's so funny because, I own a marketing company and we embrace AI. We want to use it. Anytime somebody tries to fight against technology, they lose, right? So AI is there, but with so much marketing we do online, I can tell now when somebody uses a complete AI prompt compared to a non one because it's like a robot, right? It's like they don't sound human. You can even see like when a generated image when it's AI compared to a human created image, like 9 times out of 10, mortgage is spelled like Motgage, like the spelling's wrong.
Yep.
So I think you hit the nail on the head, man. But like, if you're a realtor listening today, this is one way that you can use AI and chat GPT yourself. Write down 10 of the most common questions or obstacles that you get from your clients or prospects. And what those questions are. And, writing content, posting content, that's a skill. It's a skill that it takes time. But this AI can really help you. You can enter those prompts into Chat GPT and or any of these other AI platforms, and it'll give you some basic information. And then you can write it as you want onto there. So I always encourage people, I'm like, just write down 10 of the top questions you get and put them into Chat GPT, and you got content for a week and a half, right? So that could be super helpful. AI it's changing. It is changing, and it's gonna just keep implementing itself into every industry. So I think Mike and Alec and we're all on the same page. Embrace it, just use it cautiously.
I think the more you use it, I think the tools will understand, depending on which tool you use, but we have the paid version of ChatGPT 4.0, right? So we use the paid version, and you don't really need to use like the initial prompt of who you are. It now understands who you are, and you can set like a permanent prompt. And when I'm doing stuff now, I ask it to rate, like, is this the language that I normally speak? Rate it 1 through 10, and if not, then make it a 10. Something cool that I did just last week, the video that I did where I was walking around my neighborhood, I actually voice recorded that. And then I asked ChatGPT to clean it up and to make it more concise. And I had it in a 2-minute format. I thought that was too long. So I asked it to make it to a 1.5-minute format. And that's actually how I recorded the video. And then I used actually an app. I used Big View, I think was what the app that I used was, like a teleprompter. So not only was I able to and I could just organically walk around and do it, but obviously I wanted to have a more thoughtful message that was clear and concise and very time sensitive. I didn't want to ramble on for 10 minutes. I wanted to be short, concise. But I used AI multiple times. Then I used Big View teleprompter to kind of help me generate the content. And then of course sent it to Newt. And then he did all the other magic, which is good.
Yeah.
So there's still the human element that went into it. It wasn't just done. It was just me getting enhanced with the tools.
Yeah.
And then Newt.
It's a great tool for people that hate doing video. I need to do more. I do quite a bit, but never enough.
Big time.
But the most common thing, and we've done educational events in the past with marketing and everything like that, Realtor Focus. Like we had one here in Raleigh, and a well-known colleague of ours, Rebecca, came and talked about doing video. And one of the things that she always would talk about during video is similar what Mike just said, is I don't know what to do topics on. That's why you have your piece of paper. If something pops up, like yesterday, I had to flip a loan. I wanted to, from conventional to VA, because the guy got his VA eligibility finally cleared up in the middle of the loan process. I'm going to do a video on that. But the reason I bring that up is if you don't know what to do the video on, that's how you do it. Is you write down 10 things that come up. Maybe you're at a home inspection, you're a realtor, and there's some foundation issue came up. Write that down. You're going to do a video on it, but use AI to help you tweak the video, just like Alex said. Well, I don't know what to say. Well, here's what you can say. Record it, put it in there, and it'll shorten it for you. Because that's the other thing that people say, and Mike can comment on that, is, Oh, I can talk about this. It's going to take me 5 minutes on that topic. No, it's not. You can put that prompt in there and get that thing reduced down to a minute or less, hit all the key bullet points, and it'll even link sources. So if you need data, like when I go in to my realtor partners' offices, like there's one team I try and make it in there once a month, and you sometimes run out of crap to talk about. So I'm like, what's hot in the mortgage industry right now? Okay, well, here's a unique stat. The first-time homebuyer average age in the United States is now 36 and a half, which that actually kind of blew my mind. That's late, in my opinion,
Wow.
for people to get in buying a house for the first time, but there's lots of factors in there. So I just simply asked, what are the factors that are doing it? And it spit out prompts. I could take that info with the knowledge I already had and present it to them. And why would I present that to a group of agents? So that they know how to remarket to their database. And when they talk to first-time home buyers, hey, it's the first-time home buyer age is going up. Here are the common obstacles that we see to get there. And here's our solutions from a real estate professional standpoint to get you there quicker.
Big
It's
time.
awesome. It's awesome, man. And you know, you think about it, guys, like, you know, being the owner of a marketing company, one of the biggest things I always hear from small business owners is, you know, I don't have the time. You know, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to, you know, and that's great for me because it, you know, it gives my company a job. It gives us something to do, you know, but the value I wanted to bring today is I wanted to get with you guys and teach these things so you don't have to hire somebody like me. You might want to do it yourself, right? And to like what Alec just said and Mike commented on, you know, most business owners in every industry, they don't do social media marketing because they get frozen. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. And they end up not doing anything, right? But to where Alec's point, he took that video, he used the AI to help really just bring it all in. And that video was awesome. And he's got hundreds of views on it now, right? So, you know, just utilizing all those resources. So, you know, just embrace it. Once again, comment below with maybe you're using different AI platforms outside of ChatGPT. Maybe you're using captions or whatever it might be that you're seeing success with. Maybe you're using something with automations or emails, or just comment below with what you're using it in so other people can learn too. We actually did some content on Alec's Facebook profile today about AI and asking people. So we got some really good feedback. So go check out Alec Conrad's Facebook profile, follow him because he's got some cool content he's throwing out there as well. So guys, we're going to jump into the next topic.
Cool.
And this is a topic that I get a lot of questions on. And I help people in multiple industries, whether it's insurance, we help restaurants, real estate agents, how to generate leads, right? How do you actually generate leads with organic marketing? And this is a very common question. And I wanted to chime in here. And then, of course, get Mike and Alec's feedback too, as well with this, because, you know, as a small business owner that owns a marketing company, so many people ask me, well, how do these algorithms work? Do I need to do video over images? How do I get more followers? How do I get more eyeballs? Like, what are these platforms doing? And, you know, when you think about all these things, it can be overwhelming. Like even the word algorithm, it sounds completely overwhelming, right? And I just wanted to give a quick little background of like what is actually happening right now on social media and why. And just a quick little background, what's happening. So a couple of years ago, TikTok was created and a lot of content creators went over to TikTok, right? TikTok is all video based and it hurt Meta's feelings. Meta lost a lot of people, a ton of people. They all went to TikTok. Well, what happened a couple of years ago is Mark Zuckerberg, during his annual address, he wanted to bring people back. So he started saying, hey, if you come back to Meta and you do Facebook Reels, I'll pay you for it, right? I remember Mike Alberico's wife, Amanda, was posting a ton of reels that were really cool, and she was making good money off the reels, right? So what he wanted to do, it worked. Now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. You can't make as much money as you used to creating video content, but these platforms are pushing video nonstop, right? So the biggest suggestion I have is when you're thinking about generating leads, right? You got to come back to the who, what, where, when, and why. That is who it is. Who is your niche market? If you're a realtor, are you looking for a first-time home buyer, right? And kind of rewind to what Mike was just saying, the average first-time home buyer is 36 years old, right? So if you want to create a really good video series, create a video about, hey, are you the average age of a 36-year-old looking to be a first-time home buyer? Here's some value-based information that I wanted to give you today, right? And if you don't know what to say, you can kind of come back to what Alec was saying and dump it into Chat GPT, right? But just Mike and Alec are super focused on VAs. Like that is their focus because that is their niche. So, Mike and Alec, with you guys working with so many different realtor partners, what are you guys seeing? How are your realtor partners generating business? How are they getting in front of people? Is it branding? Is it referral base? Like, what are you guys just seeing overall? Because y'all work with a lot of realtor partners too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of branding. Spirit influence is big. Obviously, creating that client experience to where they don't forget you as the realtor, so that you're their client for life, and they'll recommend you to their friends and family. The other thing is not so much from our side of mortgage, because you can be national, but we do focus more on local. Like we're only licensed in the Carolinas for now. That might expand out as we continue to grow. But for real estate agents, it's truly boots on the ground. You are part of your community. You want to be recognized. So like one of the teams that we work with is big in with philanthropy, doing lots of events, whether it's at local high schools, anything like that. Another team I work with is big with NC State athletics. They sponsor camps and everything over there. It just depends on where you're at. Like another agent I work with lives in Durham and is completely focused on that Durham market, the way it's expanding, the restaurants that are coming. And there's lots of great food and events to do. A lot of people don't know about Durham. A lot of people that probably haven't been there in a while wouldn't even recognize anymore the way that their downtown area is blowing up. But he is the boots on the ground and even features local businesses. So it's all about recognition. From my standpoint, from when I started working with you, and I have not got I'm not going to name her name. Hopefully she watches and knows who I'm talking about. I haven't got a deal from her yet. I did get a lunch. Shame on me for not following back up to try and get more business from her. But I was at an event and she came up to me. I mean, I obviously knew who she was, but I don't talk to her that often. It's like, oh, it's great to see you in person. I see all your stuff online and on social media. You have a beautiful family. You always bring great, knowledgeable information that's helpful. The reason I bring that up is it's all about recognition. People are only going to buy maybe 4 or 5 houses in their life, if that. I mean, yes, you have your investors, you have your crazy people like my wife and I that our son's 10 years old and he's in his 5th house. But most of the time, it is not that, doesn't happen that often. But when it does happen, are you going to be the first one that comes to their mind? Like, all right, we got to get out of this house. We got to move. We don't like our neighborhood. We want to buy a house with a pool, whatever. Or who's going to be that person that pops into your head? Is it the person that you worked with before? Or is it whoever you're going to see next when you're looking online? Are you going to go to Google, which I wouldn't recommend for the largest purchase of your life to just go to Google to find a realtor? Is, interview people in your community, ask your friends and family if you don't have one. But that's how you generate the business. And then most realtors will know this, and I'll stop rambling here. It's touch points throughout the year, not just with social media or doing videos, anything like that. It's literally calling them up, doing what realtors call drop bys. I'm sure 99.9% of the agents that are watching this know what I'm talking about, but just keeping that recognition. And that's, like you always say, Mike, branding, because it's important. That's how they brand themselves.
Yeah. It's funny, everything you said, I completely agree with it. And that mirrors my experience with a lot of the realtors that we work with too. But I think one thing that is often understood by a couple people, and I'm actually just beginning to get into this now, is that specifically Facebook groups that allow you to promote your business on a certain day of the week
Yeah.
can be a really, really, really good way of getting recognition. And I'll just use the Dads of Charlotte Facebook group. It's got, I think, like 6,000 members in it. And I actually contribute pretty frequently in there. I just enjoy the group. It's just a good group. A lot of dads are in there posting stuff. I'm a dad. I enjoy that kind of content. But on Sunday, they allow you to promote your business. And I don't just like make like a generic post, like a chat GPT, just like kind of a crappy post that some of these people put in there. Or they put some like, low res, weird picture, and just, not really a great representation of their business. I'm posting videos on Sundays in that group pretty consistently. And I just had a person reach out for a $500,000 refi because I was talking about, even though the rates are still pretty high, if you bought at the peak of the market at 7.5%, you can save money at 6.5%. Whatever the APR is, whatever the, I'm saying it's not a, offer to lend, but I'm just saying for that person specifically, he reached out to me. And so I think the groups can be really, really, really well done if you're giving consistent content. If you get that top badge, because I think you're put at the top of the algorithm when you're posting in there. And there's another Facebook group here called Valentine Connection, and just it hits my algorithm for real estate stuff. I comment all the time. I'll tag realtors in it, and it's a great value for me to be tagging these realtors. And I have a specific set of realtors that I focus on in certain areas. Like I wouldn't recommend, Huntersville. It's a 50-minute drive to Ballantyne where I live. I'm not recommending a Ballantyne realtor for Huntersville and vice versa. But I think the Facebook groups and social media is really huge. But Mike hit the nail on the head. He's hammering things over there about the touch points. And so we actually have a bunch of tools that we offer to our realtors that help them with these touch points. So one, obviously, we're always doing like co-marketing, we're always doing events, we're always showing up whenever they're doing things. We're always in there supporting them, whether it's, just showing up and smiling, or if it's being a part of the event or whatever it might be. But we actually have a really cool platform called Home IQ, which will basically send an email every other week or every month to their past buyer clients to give them an update on their home's equity. It gives us an update on interest rates. It gives them an easy way for them to reach out to the realtor or to the lender. And I'll tell you, we get a crazy high open rate. I want to say we have like a 75% open rate on,
Awesome.
on thousands of past buyers that are ours and our realtors' past buyers, thousands. And
sorry to interject, Alec, because people love that. And that's why it's such a huge tool for realtors, because that is the largest investment somebody has. That is generational wealth. They are damn sure interested in where their value is and what rates are and how they can save money. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Well, I mean, it's really difficult for us to say like, hey, realtors, we're investing in your business. We're investing in your growth. We're trying to grow. We can grow through your growth. We can grow together, all those, silly things about growth, but it's truly a partnership. And these are things that we offer to our partners. We don't just do it for fun. We love our clients. We want to make true on our promises to make sure they have the best rate now and the best rate in the future. But we're making true on our promise to become a lifelong lending partner for them, their friends, and their family. And, it's a daunting task for them to organize their data and to really trust, these tools that we're participating in. But I'm working right now with a realtor who just sent me an Excel spreadsheet of, 400 transactions. There's a lot of like sellers in there and stuff too. It's not 100% perfect, but we're working now about loading her entire past client database into Home IQ so that she can now use a tool to enhance her presence with her past clients. And I will say this particular realtor, she's a really awesome person. She is excellent at doing videos, very authentic, very engaging videos on Facebook. And I know that she uses AI to do what we talked about in the past. So use the tools. They make sense. They help your clients. They help you. It's really a win-win for everybody. But you got to take that first step. There's only so much we can do as your lender partner. We can recommend the tool, we can help it, but you got to take that first step. You got to click the email to create your account. You got to send us the database or load it with them directly. These tools are only as good as, the way that you use them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
back to something real quick, Alec, what you were talking about with Facebook groups, that is a amazing and excellent point. And I'm glad you brought it up because for some reason I forgot about it. And one thing that I will point out to agents that are in these groups, and this is what I learned from a lot of people already know I'm part of a group called Vetted VA. There's like 55,000 plus veterans in there. They go in there to get education on their VA loan. If you're a professional in the group, like me, any realtor or loan officer is considered a professional. Rule number one, you are not allowed to solicit business. I can't say I can help you call me Mr. Veteran in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I got you. I'll smoke Navy Fed, whatever. We're only allowed to answer questions and bring value and educate, to the point where if you do self-promotion or soliciting, you get kicked out. The reason I bring that up is we get business from the group. All the professionals get business from the group. Not on every person that we help. Like, I've reviewed loan estimates for veterans in North Carolina. I'm like, hey, that's locked in. That's a solid deal. Go get it. Lock it up. You're good. But the value that is brought to them, they want to work with us. They don't want somebody, and I've heard the term twice this week, one from one of my realtor partners, one from Alec. They don't want commission breath, even if it's over Facebook. Well, hey, I ran into this situation. Oh, call me Joe Smith with 123 Realty. I got you. No, that's just somebody on the Vegas Strip flicking a card at you to go see a show. They don't want that. They want help. And if you bring help and value, you're going to get that client. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out is you're not going to get everyone, but your conversion rate's going to go up because there's times now, not just in that group, but other groups where I'm being tagged. What's your opinion on this? Can you help on this? And then that leads to you becoming the expert in your area and field.
It's awesome, man.
Great point, Alec, on the groups. That is huge. That is free. And you get to get your voice out there and show you're knowledgeable.
Be a resource and not a sales pitch.
Yep.
Amen, dude. I wanted to come back to, realtors. If you're watching today, Alec just hit on Home IQ, an awesome resource that CMA offers. So comment below with Home IQ if you're interested. Mike and Alec can reach out to you, tell you a little bit more about the program. And then also comment below too. I think that Mike and Alec could even provide some insight on some stuff that they do within these local Facebook groups that have really helped propel them to be, these local experts. So comment below with me if you want a little bit more deeper insight on that, and we can reach out. I wanted to also share 2 other success stories. We have a mutual friend. He's here locally. He's a realtor, and he gets a lot of his business from other realtors. He is entrenched in these networks. He goes to events, he's in Facebook groups, and he's really made a lot of friends with realtors that are located out of state. And for those of you that work in North Carolina, there are a lot of people moving to North Carolina, and he gets a lot of referral business from people who just can't sell here. And he goes to these events to meet other realtors. And I always thought that was really cool because he's thinking out of the box. He's not just necessarily marketing directly to the consumer. He's marketing to people that are also talking to his consumer. So I thought that was really neat. The other one piece of value I wanted to bring to the group is down here on the far right side. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is actually Alec's professional dashboard profile.
Heck yeah.
But in the month of February, Alec generated 55 brand new followers in the month of February, all organically. And there's a really easy way to do this. So Alec is big on doing video. And when you create a video, the cool thing is with Meta, they call that a reel. And a reel is going to show that video to people that don't necessarily follow you. And within the professional dashboard, you can go to this little marker. It's called invite people to connect that have engaged with your content. And you invite all those people to connect, and it sends them a notification, and they can follow you because they've seen your content. And once they're in your cycle, they're just going to see more and more of your content. So if you want to learn how to do that, also comment below with me. I'd be more than happy to show you how to do it. But man, 55 brand new followers. I mean, that's pretty awesome for a video that Alec put out. That's really cool.
I think the other cool part about that too, also I got a great marketing person to help me understand the Facebook tool too, because that's another tool in itself that you need to really master when to post and how to post and whether you do tags or not in the real format and all that length of the videos. But what's really cool about that is that we generate quite a bit of business from social media, both Mike and I. It's been a very, very, very challenging last, really the last year, but maybe the last 2 years in the mortgage industry. We've seen tons of attrition, both on the realtor and lending side. And one of my top insurance agents just left the industry. It's a really tough time. Mike and I have stayed very consistently high producing loan officers, even while opening up our own company and establishing compliance and building out new tools and building out new tracks. It's been a big challenge, but we've stayed very consistent with our production, especially Mike, who's top 1% in the country producer kind of thing, maybe even 0.5% at this point, really killing it.
Awesome.
But it's all from relationships. It's all from social media. It's all from using, the AI to make the tools work for us to have a clear, concise message. We're not throwing $10,000 a month to go sit in an office and sit there and just take business and low margin business. We are literally establishing, referrals that come to us. We're bringing people to us. We're not pushing ourselves onto other people. And I think that's such a cool thing because we're really doing this for not an expensive, undertaking. Recording a video is free.
Yeah, that's right. So, hey, let's do another Amazon gift card giveaway because Alec just talked about the real estate industry in the past couple of years has been kind of tough. So if you're a realtor and if you've done more than 10 deals in the past 2 years, comment below with me and we're going to do a random giveaway to those folks. Amazon gift card. If you did 10 or more deals in the past 2 years, we'll do a gift card giveaway to those folks for hanging in there. And it looks like the industry is turning around a little bit. It looks like things are starting to level out. We got a new administration coming in. We won't get political on that, but it looks like there's some brightness coming into the industry, which is good, which is really good. So, Mike and Alec, do you guys want to, before we part ways today, is there anything you want to leave with realtors before we head out? Any last minute advice that you want to leave for folks to really grow their business?
One quick little note is that the more you engage with people on their content, the more that they're going to see your content the next time they refresh their Facebook feed. And, there's some really easy ways to do that is to, friend your past clients and your prospects. It's a no-brainer. If you have a really nice professional presence on Facebook or social media just in general, it's a total no-brainer, right? I friend request people all the time, and I don't think it's weird because I'm professional and positive and not weird about social media or anything. Most people aren't. So the other part is that when they do post something, you can comment on it, and then that puts them higher on your algorithm the next time you post. And a really easy win is that when you see the Facebook birthdays come up, if you know this person and if you want to stay in touch with them, just shoot them a quick birthday message. One, it's thoughtful and nice. Commenting on their Facebook wall is one thing, but send them an actual message. If they read and respond back to your message, the next time they go on Facebook and refresh their feeds, you are the first post on there, guaranteed, because I see it when people message me. And I just had a birthday in February and a bunch of people messaged me, and then literally these people's posts that I haven't seen in forever all become the top of my Facebook feed. So engage with their content helps them engage with your content in return. Don't sit there and scroll all day long. Do it just for a little short period of time. But, don't just scroll and comment, share, like, comment, send messages.
And how easy is it just to send somebody a happy birthday Facebook message?
It's thoughtful and kind. Be nice to your neighbor, right? We could all use a little more love in our, in our world.
That's right. I feel like we all know Coop too.
Good morning, beautiful. I'm just kidding. So. Should.
What'd you think, Mike? Any
last
comments?
A lot of everything, it sounds common and basic, but we are in a relationship business. I'm not talking about relationships with real estate agents that I've built over the years. I mean, I've been to multiple realtors' weddings because we're friends, but I'm talking relationships with your clients and everything. And the reason I bring that up is you can use your tools to maintain those relationships, like we were talking about with social media, and then using another tool of AI to help with social media, because you got to maintain those relationships. Because even if there's a problem and someone comes back to me like a year later, even if it's not my problem, or it's something that I can't help them with, I can at least show them how to get a solution. And that means a lot to me, because that means I build a good relationship with them. And I'm going to go back to COVID when you talked about it's been rough. I mean, is this the new normal? I don't know. This might be the new normal for a couple of years. The last 2 years were probably the worst I've ever seen since doing this in 2012.
Yeah.
I talked to originators that were in Realtors that have been in the business since the early 2000s. They're like, this is your 2008, the housing crisis. I don't think we're completely out of the woods yet, just to be completely transparent, but we are getting better. People are getting back into the market. The reason I bring this up is I've talked to agents to where they're like, even when we were having a refi boom, and yes, granted, I hired 2 people to help me during the refi boom, you never stop focusing on the relationship with the realtor and purchase client. Not that I let the refi people go. I had people assist me with that. I obviously talked to the clients, but never did I let any of those relationships sour. And I heard so many stories of loan officers doing that, or realtors just like, the hell with buyers. It's just listings for me. Well, you need both sides.
No.
At least I think you need both sides on a real estate transaction, just like people can't hang their hat on refis because that comes and goes. But that's one thing that we've encompassed at CMA, and that's just advice to us, is just build those relationships. You're not going to rely on Google Leads to build your business. You're not going to rely on social media to just be a funnel for your business, or AI or anything. They're all tools, but at the end of the day, I don't care how much technology there is. I did a hybrid closing the other day. Most of the docs were signed online. It was a younger guy, very tech savvy. I still went to his closing. He had 25 pieces of paper with 8 signatures because we are embracing technology even in that spot, but still got to meet him face to face. I talked to him Zoom. I talked to him on the phone via text when he's at work, but it's nice to get in there and actually do a handshake, take a picture with the realtor. Everybody's excited it's closing, but it's just nice. Like, oh, thanks for showing up. Like, if I can show up, I'm going to show up. But that's just my long-winded thing or advice to everybody, is maintain those relationships, because that's what's going to continue to grow your business.
Yeah. I have 2 really good wins recently, and they're 2 different ways of us re-engaging with past clients and getting our realtor partners more clients and more deals, and able to help more people. So I did a closing as a veteran closing, gosh, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and went to the closing, met him in person. I was Facebook friends with the wife. The husband didn't have social media. We stayed in touch here and there. I actually didn't do his refi. He went somewhere else, which kind of like felt a little upset, about. But anyways, though, we stayed in touch. He reached out just a couple of months ago and says, "Hey, Alec, who was the name of my realtor again? I think we're going to sell and move to Florida." I was like, okay, well, one, it's, so-and-so. So I got him back in touch. Actually, that realtor is now retired and his business partner takes over everything. So I got him in touch. We got him going. And then I was able to say, okay, well, what's the situation in Florida? I was able to refer him to a guy, Lucas, who's a really good friend of ours who lives in Florida, focused on VA loans and all that good stuff. But anyways, though, I was able to take a past client that we closed over 5 years ago, and he remembered who I was. He had my number saved, and he reached out to me. And by the way, I changed phone numbers 3 years ago. He got my new number because we stayed in touch with him. And so that realtor did end up selling that house. And so they just got a free deal put in their pocket, put right in their lap, and obviously they worked hard and they closed the deal and did everything they needed to do. But we were able to set them up. And that's just what we do all the time. And the second one is actually using our Home IQ tool. So we had a client's close in December 2022, and they just, I saw them having a lot of buyer activity on our Home IQ platform. They've always logged in. They've always opened the emails. They've always had high engagement. And to be fair, I will be transparent. I really have not kept in touch with them that much. Maybe a couple of like messages here and there, but really not a lot. It's been almost 2.5 years at this point. I sent them a quick message like, "Hey guys, I see you're on the Home IQ platform looking at houses. Are you guys thinking about buying or selling, or what's going on?" And her name was Danielle, and she just reached back out immediately. "Oh, hey Alec, thanks for reaching out." And it took a couple, maybe like a week and a half or so for us to get a group text with her husband and kind of see what they're looking for, establish a new price point. I said, "All right, guys, we've established a new price point. I got 2 action items for you. One, call the realtor that we worked with before, Steve. And I need you to get engaged with him and get a seller in that sheet and get going. And 2, I need your application. Let's do the full pre-approval. Let's go, baby." So that is something that, and that realtor, and I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think he's had any interaction with them in the last 2.5 years. And we were the ones that were able to inspire that. Maybe they would have called him. Maybe they wouldn't have called him. I don't know. But we were able to take that, that nebulous kind of situation, make it real concrete, and just hand it right back to him. And I know that Mike hands out tons of referrals to his agents in Raleigh. I personally handed out 4 closed deals to my realtors here in Charlotte. And we use our tools. We use our social media. We use the Facebook groups. We use the AI to make the content. all these things come together for us to really support our realtor partners in every way possible. And so it's in my mind that we truly offer the best overall value proposition, because not only are we great at closing loans, we're great at relationships, we're great at growing partners, and we also are streamlined in our business and very, conservative with our margins, and we don't have any lender fees. It's a win-win-win-win. What's Michael Scott? Win-win-win.
Yeah.
It's winning across the board. And I think it's so crazy sometimes that people don't want to work with us or they don't really respond to us, because I feel like our value proposition is so good and we execute at such a high level literally every day. And Mike, who had like 5 million loans at once last month and was working 12 hours days, had a smile on his face all day long. That was a tough month. He crushed it. I'm over here, watching him just, go through all these loans and just make his phone calls and execute at a high level. And I think we got three clear closes in one day.
Wow.
It gets no better than that, while making the content, while having Newt to support us over here and keep the marketing on track. All these things that we do, we're really executing at a high level. And I mean, I think it's just, the social media, the marketing piece is one piece of it to keep the thing going. But it's really the use of the tools and the consistent behavior over the years that we've, been able to execute and produce at such a high level.
It's an amazing business, Alec, and you hit the nail on the head. And the only two things I wanted to add in before we part is just watch what Alec and Mike do. It's called social media. It's not called real estate media, right? Yeah. Mike talked about how he went to an event and somebody came up to him and said, "You have a lovely family." That's social, right? Don't think that when you log on to social media, don't think that people are going to log on and want to read your post about how to save money for a down payment. That's not why they're logging on. Right. They're logging on to see Cooper and to see Aiden and Amanda and Dean and Addie and what you're doing and what's Alec cooking tonight, right? Mike posted something today about, hey, is there going to be a cookout on the corner of Six Forks and Strickland? And sprinkle in business, because people log on to be social, right? And that's what drives engagement, and that's what drives that trust in that relationship. So be social, right? I always tell people, if you go to an event and if I walk up to Alec and the first thing I say is, "Hey man, are you interested in a 30-year mortgage?" He's going to look at me like I'm crazy. But if I walk up to him, I'm like, "Hey dude, you look like a cool guy. You got kids, I got kids, we got kids, we're hanging out. You like bourbon, I like bourbon. Oh, by the way, I sell mortgages." It's that kind of online digital relationship. Yeah. And one thing I see so many people make the mistake of, all they talk about is business. And guess what? Unfollow. Don't want that spam, right?
Newt, I've actually got a good question for you. Yes. So when I was going through some training pretty recently about taking your prompt and asking a lot of questions and then turning that into a multi-step, like a campaign at that point, there was an instance where we were able to take those prompts and say, okay, 3 posts for Instagram, 3 posts for Facebook, 1 post for LinkedIn and all that. Do you have some feedback for everybody watching this in terms of the mix between media and written content, and then also the mix between personal and business posts as it relates to the different platforms?
Man, that is a phenomenal question. And it matters on the platform. So LinkedIn, it's very B2B, right? Business to business. So a little bit more professional. You can post a little bit more about what you do. That's more of like a referral network, right? Meta is completely different. So I like to say on Meta, even on LinkedIn or any of these other platforms, try to do as much video as possible. Because that is what the algorithm is feeding to people right now. Simply because, like I said earlier, Meta is trying to attract those content creators back to Meta away from TikTok. They want those people to come back. And all those people on TikTok are making videos. But you still want to sprinkle in images and stuff like that. But I like to say have it 70-30. 70% social, fun stuff, your family, what's going on locally, what's Alec cooking tonight, and then 30% of how you help people, right? I've actually seen, here recently, I saw somebody do a video about they were going blueberry picking in a farm. And in the middle of the video, she said, "Hey, and if you're interested in XYZ, just know that I do this too." And she got a couple of leads from it. So she kind of blended it. But just think about it from the perspective of, what if you were following you? What would you want to see? Right. I mean, Alec, I love your content because I'm kind of like, what's Alec cooking tonight? Right. Like, I'm just interested. The dude can cook. Right.
Filipino long breakfast. That was so good last night. I'm still thinking
Yeah,
about it.
man. Yeah.
We
But
didn't
just
we haven't
always
talked Chipotle yet. We haven't even talked about Chipotle.
haven't even talked about Chipotle.
Talk about Chipotle the rest of the time. So,
But just always think about it. Like, think about it if you were going to an event in person, face to face, the first thing you would say to somebody is, hey, do you want a 30-year mortgage? You wouldn't say that, right? You would talk about your, like, get to know people, right? So just be social. Just be social and engage. And like Alex said, when you're looking at generating leads, if it's somebody's birthday, shoot them a message. If somebody engages with your content, shoot them a message. Hey, appreciate you engaging with my content. How's life for you? Because as we all know, we're all in sales. Conversations lead to conversions, and you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads, or you can just engage with your followers. And that's kind of where I've built my secret sauce and my running content, is just engaging with my followers, just like Alex said. Just shooting a message over. Hey man, how's it going?
you taking a post today in your insurance group, or maybe it's the new media group. You tagged me just for fun,
Just for fun.
And the next thing I logged in, I swear it was like the first post was like your most recent live or that you had done. Literally.
That's it, man. That's it. But this is great, folks. And like you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Mike and Alec are not leaving their phone numbers. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're just sitting here. They want to be of value to you. So go to carolinamortgageadvisors.com. There's so many multiple ways you can get a hold of them. You can book on their Calendly. You can live chat on the website. There are their phone numbers, their emails. They're available. They're accessible. They're experienced. They want to help you. So fellas, appreciate you jumping on today. This was fun. I think realtors are going to get a lot of value out of this.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
We're going to grow. We're doing it. We appreciate it.
Good stuff. And we'll do a round 2 sometime soon.
Deal.
All right, guys.
Peace.
See ya.